Yeah, man, this is the podcast about nothing. We live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We doing a quick strike episode. Shout out to the box in here, on time and diligent. Top of the morning. How are you?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. What's going on, man? How you feeling? The mental health good?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely, I am in high spirits. We got Hogwarts coming out.
Oh, that's your shit. That's your shit,
You
boy.
know, I'm a Harry Potter
That Harry Potter
fanatic.
is your shit.
Cops. So today we're going to talk about why is it frowned upon in our community for African American kids to go off and be cops. You see me out here with my glasses on. I'm like Superman. When he take the glasses off, niggas don't even recognize me. But when I got them on, you feel me? I'm just a different nigga. So yeah, we waiting for KB to get up here, and then we're gonna start the conversation. Hello. Let me drop the link in the YouTube chat. Maybe Low can come up here and give us some insight if he's not too busy at work in this rain. Um,
Yeah.
I woke
Hopefully
up.
KB hurry his ass up, cause why you put color kids, bro?
Well, color kids, because now that you read it like that,
You a wild
it
boy.
does sound a little crazy. But people of color, man, they frown upon Latinos and blacks becoming officers. So I want to know
You
y'all
say
insight on that.
right. Colored kids. This motherfucker crazy.
Why is it
Uh,
frowned upon for the Negroes to become cops?
yeah. Kev got to hurry the fuck up, cause we going live at 9:30.
Yo,
Oh,
yo, Mike
low
check.
down brown, the low.
What up, Bo? What up, though?
Yeah,
What's
man.
going
So
on?
we
What's
got a
going
topic
on?
today, man. That I wanted to address a little quick strike live. Why is it frowned upon for colored kids to become cops in urban areas?
Uh, for the children to want to become cops?
Yeah. So I'll give
Uh,
you insight. I was talking
mhm.
to my nephew, and I was telling him, college might not be the choice for you, so maybe you should go, get a trade or become a cop. And he was like, "Become a cop? I don't want to do that." And I just remember growing up, niggas was like, "Nah, we're not being cops. Like, I'm not doing that." Even when we played cops and robbers, niggas never wanted to be the cop.
Yeah, I do what you're saying.
Why was
He was,
it? Um, Gucci Man had a lyric was, "In cops and robbers, I was never the cop. To be the cop was considered a joke." So why is that?
the obvious answer to me is how the relationship between our community and the police has never been good. If you go far back enough, I believe the whole reasoning behind the institution being created was to catch slaves, and then it evolved into what it is now. And just like with anything, there's a stigma wrapped around it that is frowned upon based on actions of a certain percentage of that demographic. So when you look at like the most recent thing, Mr. Nichols being beat to death by five men for absolutely no reason, when you see something like that, you don't want no part of it. It's very understandable to see that and be like, man, fuck the police. You see things like Rodney King, like Trayvon Martin, like Oscar Grant, like Mike Brown, like et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they're not giving us a reason to want to cheer for them. There are no songs called fuck the paramedics or fuck the firemen. There are no songs called that. But there's like 10 songs called fuck the police, cop
Mm.
killer. so on and so forth. That's for a reason. And I've had good and bad criminal record of any kind. We need, as much as the police are constantly fucking up on a daily basis, the reality is that we do need something of an authoritative figure like the police, because whether you want to admit it or not, there's motherfuckers out there whose whole life mission is to cause harm. They want to shoot up malls, they want to rob people, they want to do terrible crimes, and like to police it ourselves. Like you think about like how back in the day, or shit, not even back in the day, like you go to some places overseas and it's somebody accuses you of doing something, they just beat your ass in the street. No trial, no investigation. Somebody says, hey, that person did XYZ, and they'll kill you. And it's a mob mentality. So yes, we need it, but the problem is the institution. Up to this point, you cannot convince me that every, especially in the major cities, every single institution that involves the police is corrupt. Every single one. I work in the city, and you cannot tell me the easiest job that I've ever seen in my life is a cop in San Francisco. They don't do shit. They do nothing. There are blacks where motherfuckers is having sex on the street and doing cocaine, and they see it and they don't do nothing, and they make like $100-something a year. You know what I'm saying? So I would highly advise.
There's some drugs outside the police station in San Francisco. So
yeah. So if you want to make a quick $100,000 by doing absolutely nothing, be a cop in San Francisco. Fuck the bullshit. Like I'm thinking about it. Like I'm thinking like I got to get in shape, and I got to learn how to carry this gun because I'm trying to be a cop and just walk around this motherfucker and do nothing.
If I could run a mile, I would have been a cop.
Yeah, for real.
Shout out Kev for pulling up. Get your perspective also.
I think for me, man, I think we're beyond the whole stigma of like what it used to be. I got two of my best friends are police officers, man, and I think that if we see more people like us that kind of can relate to us, I think we can all grow from that, man. I think that at the end of the day, it's just a job. You know what I'm saying? It's not who you are, it's what you do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man, black people, we got a way of just doing dumb shit, saying dumb shit, and not giving out a good explanation on why we don't want to be a cop. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas that ain't never been in the streets talking about some, fuck the police, I don't want to be, fuck the police and all that shit. Like, nowadays, it ain't the 60s. You know what I'm saying? They ain't sitting, you know what I'm saying? They ain't just whooping your ass for no reason these days, bro. You know what I'm saying? Them days is kind of over with, honestly.
That's a fact.
For the most part. So when people say fuck the police now, it's like, okay, what you into? Nothing. I just traffic stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Now, if you ain't in the streets and you ain't doing nothing crazy, the police ain't got nothing to do with you. And honestly, even when we was growing up, the reason why it was fuck the police because we was into some dumb shit. To be honest, we was doing some shit that we had no business doing. Like Coop said yesterday, hiding bundles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Putting them under the, lifting up the, you know what I'm saying, the water thing and putting, you know what I'm saying? All that. So we was doing shit we weren't supposed to be doing. But at the end of the day, in order to affect change, we have to be the change that we want to see. And being the change that we want to see is sometimes being a police officer. You know what I'm saying? I would have done it. If I'd had bad test anxiety, I'd have done that shit. Fuck it, why not?
That's a very good point, brother.
Yeah, I mean, you put your kids in a way better position and situation than we ever been in. You know what I mean? Your kids don't have to struggle for nothing, bro. Then you got 3 days on, 4 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off. You know what I'm saying? So you got time to be with the kids. You got, you know what I'm saying, got time to be with your family, and you're making a shit ton of money doing it. So people that say, oh man, I don't want to snitch. It's like, dude, you're not even a gangster. You know? Dude, you live in Fremont, man. Ain't no gangsters in Fremont.
No, it's a gangster in the hood in every city. Don't think that.
I wanna make a point
Hey,
to
listen. There might be you might have one outlier, but for the most part, bro, you talking about Indians and the Asians, man. Come on, man. Quit horsing around. Some of the biggest houses are in Fremont.
yeah, for real. I want to make a point to where I believe it was Walnut Creek, to where the police officer was making he used the overtime. He maxed out his overtime because he was doing. I mean, he didn't even get in trouble for it because everything he was doing was by the books. But he was a police officer who, just off of overtime, he was a sheriff in Walnut Creek, and that motherfucker was making $2.5 million a year. $2.5 million a year because he was doing nothing but overtime. And they checked him because they're like, "What the fuck are you doing all this overtime for?" But he's like, "Oh, I got to keep my kids." $2.5 million as a sheriff. That's all he was. He wasn't doing nothing out of the ordinary. Of course, there's corruption and weird stuff. But like Kev said, do police fuck with people for no reason? Absolutely. Do they do scandalous shit for no reason? Absolutely. But that, as common as you see it, is still a small demographic of police that are doing that shit. Now, is it countrywide? Of course. But like Kev said, if you ain't really doing shit, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Yes, if you're a young black man in America, you do have something to worry about. But if you ain't doing shit, like if your shit is clean, like me, I got a clean record. I've been fucked with by the cops, but every time I've ever been pulled over or they harass me, they see that my record is clean. They can't do shit. They can't touch me. Like, they might pull me over for a small traffic violation, but if I got a clean record, they'd be mad about it. Like, get the fuck out of here, because they want to catch somebody that's got doing something. And I ain't the biggest fan of the police or nothing, but if like Kev said, if we got more people in there that look like us, and I know right now is a weird time to say it, just off of what happened to the brother with those 5 black cops, but if we had more people like us that are from the places that we are from, that understand our culture, understand our mindset, and are in those neighborhoods with a badge saying, "Look, I know why you're doing the things that you're doing, but this is why I'm trying to help you do something else." That, I mean, of course, it would clear up the situation in a really quick time too.
Yeah.
And the thing, oh, go ahead, Kim, my bad.
Nah. So the question is, why is it frowned upon for blacks and Latinos to become cops?
Yeah.
It's just culture. Black people culture. I think that now I might get killed for saying this, but I think that black culture is trash. Everything that we celebrate just so happens just to be the worst thing for us. Gangster rap, drugs, fucking all these hoes. And don't get me wrong, I do that. You know what I'm saying? But everything that we celebrate is not good for us. Like it's just culture. Is what it is. Now me, I'm the type of person, I do advocate for snitching. I think that black folks, that they need to start telling on motherfuckers, getting all these motherfucking criminals out of our neighborhood, stop selling drugs and killing motherfuckers. But that's me though.
Well, I get what you're saying by the culture being trash. I've always said it's not that the culture is trash, that as a people, our priorities. I get what you're saying by the culture being trash. I've always said it's not that the culture is trash, that as a people, our priorities.
Somebody got an echo, but
hold on,
Andre 3000 said this in a lyric, and it kind of relates to this. How is you gonna tell young men that selling is a sin if you don't offer new ways for us to win? So if you say move all the drugs out of our community, do this, stop doing this, then what other ways are we going to prosper?
Get a job. Get a job.
Well, yeah, but our priorities as a group, as a people, as a community, our priorities have always been dog shit, because we're crabs in the bucket, we're fighting over crumbs. our priorities are, since we're gonna die young anyway, we might as well smoke this, sell this, fuck these hoes, blah blah blah. And it's understandable because, like, shit, especially where we came from, like, death was around the corner all the time. But what we do is we rely so heavily on the fact that we're gonna die young that we make dumbass decisions consistently.
While we're here.
Yeah, while we're here. We heavy on that where we gonna die young. If it ain't the police, some niggas gonna get us. Somebody gonna get us. So fuck it. Let's just do what we can.
How many of y'all on this panel envision making it over 25?
I'm over 25.
Didn't think
I honestly didn't think I was gonna see 18. When I seen 18, I actually sat down with my grandfather. I told him, "Hey, pops, is it? Like anything after that, I'm on free time." And I got stabbed 17 times, shot in the back twice for my 21st birthday, and I knew that was it. And I truly agree with what you said. Like because we feel like we're playing with all the time.
Yeah,
we make dumb decisions. We don't have the mentality that we're going to sit back and we're going to allow, or we're going to make decisions for the long haul. We really, I can say I truly thought about, well, fuck it. Tomorrow might be the next day. That might be it.
Mm-hmm.
But why are we being so serious, man? I thought we was going to be on some.
Oh no, we're just doing a quick strike over here and then trying to get some content out there, man.
There's some good content though, like this. So this is what I was trying to, like, stuff like this is what I have on my thing that I was trying to do.
Yeah, man, because I got a nephew coming up. He 16 now, and I'm telling him the world is about to get real for you in 2 years. So you're not going to go to college, right? So make a decision on the trade that you want. Be a cop, firefighter, construction, anything that you can use your hands or go into after high school, so you don't have to say, damn, I fucked up, I didn't go to college, and now I'm making minimum wage. And I can't provide for myself the lifestyle that I want. But he like, I don't want to be no cop. Like, nah, nigga, go be a cop. Nigga, we need them.
Yeah.
We need bodies to go up in there.
You need to be protected.
Niggas frown upon going to be a cop and then go be a security guard. Like, nigga, you could have made the big leap. Nigga, I do security. But when I was coming up, I hated the police. Like, I was so anti being a police officer.
How many
I'd be in a way better position in life right now.
So this is funny. Oh, go ahead, Los.
Oh no! All I was gonna say is how many things are black people anti that would be beneficial to us. Like for a long time, we're anti-college, we're anti-education, we're anti-health. You know?
Yeah. Well, we're anti-college because of the Great Debate. We're anti-cop because we've been programmed to believe that, hey, this isn't what you want to do. This isn't the right thing. This isn't the right place. This isn't the right profession. And we look down on them because what we see is cops who don't familiarize themselves with us. You no longer have a beat cop who actually knows everybody in the neighborhood, knows their name. You know, it's not like it's, Tyrone who you went to high school with and you like, yo, like he ain't that bad of a guy. I remember still in the car with him, or whatever, and who could relate to the struggle. I remember eating a mayonnaise sandwich or bologna sandwich with him because he could relate to the struggle. Now we see cops who's coming from the backwoods in the middle of the city, in the inner city, they recruit
fucking everybody up.
Yeah, and they don't know. They might have seen the one black guy in their neighborhood that they grew up with who's, for all intents and purposes, only black due to his melanin, because what we hate to understand that black has moved from further than just a tone or hue of your skin, but now it's actually your black is actually a trait, a behavior pattern, even as far as the tone of your voice, right? So you have some people like Steph, a person will hear him and say, oh, he's not black. He doesn't talk black. He like, what is talking black? You know what I'm saying? So our identity is so misconstrued that we're now taking a little bit of every piece of trash that we can and try to build that and Megatron that into some type of identity, some type of culture, and have some type of reference. And in young men, they don't understand it and see it because they're just following what they see in front of them. And it's even worse for our young women because they got to be raised to be our men, and then when they encounter a man, they don't know exactly. The whole idea of being around a man just blows their mind.
I think women like Candace Owens would be a great leader for the little black girls to look up to if
Yeah,
she wasn't on no self hate and shit. Like it's always some like different shit to a black woman in power. Like it can't never just be I'm that bitch and I want y'all to be that bitch. Like for lack of
No,
better terms.
I
she's
think
too deep.
I don't think she's as I don't think she hates herself as much as Camilla does. Like that lady hates herself.
Yo,
Well,
I don't think that Candace Owens hates herself. She she just calls out black people's BS is what I see from her. River, what's up?
Candace is one of those examples of someone getting to a spot that we're like, yeah, finally somebody gets there. And then her views are like, it's okay to have a controversial opinion about anything. You could have a controversy about anything. But when you try to present that as fact, which has always been a big problem with me, nobody's opinion offends me on any subject. What Candace does and what people in those positions do is when they spit their opinion, they always try to present it as a fact, and they use misconstrued like numbers that might be
Yeah.
outdated or might not be as factual as they let on. And she does this, but it just so happens that it's constantly on the this is why black people ain't. It's pretty much like that, and it's like, okay, well, you talking all this shit. Are you trying to reconstruct us? Or are you just saying, hey, black people ain't shit and here's why all the time? Because I don't hear you saying, I don't really hear her say too much, here's how we can help each other out. It's just like, this is why we ain't shit this week. And it's like, God damn, bitch, can we get to a point? Like, what's the point of constantly pointing that out?
Yeah, no, I understand. I think she's more of we've had enough coddling as a community, and we do enough coddling within ourselves and within our own community that we just need to just get off the pot and put your feet in the dirt and move forward. Honestly, that's what I think it's about. That's just me personally. I do enjoy, some of her rhetoric. I feel like maybe sometimes she goes too far with they did it, so now I'm gonna do it, and now we're doing. She's playing the same game they're playing, and we're like, we just don't want the games at all no more. We don't want the games on their side. We don't want the screwing, the playing around with the numbers and moving the goalposts and agendas. We don't want none of that. Y'all there?
Most definitely. I'm here, so
Oh,
I
okay.
guess back to the initial point. In today's society, would you want your child to grow up to be an officer or in law enforcement?
Me personally, I would like for my children, because I have I have this predetermined idea of how I want my kids' life to go, right? So my ideally my son, my oldest, he will go into the military, be a military officer, learn a trade while he's in there, and receive his college degree. That way, it's the best of both worlds. Because yes, getting a trade is amazing, but eventually your body breaks down. But I want my son to be an inner city cop. No, just because I know my son, right? And I just feel like he's not strong enough for what that entails. It's not saying that I wouldn't want a child to do it. Like I have nephews who I would say, no, you can do this, right? But my son, my oldest boy, all my kids, I keep them pretty sheltered. At least when they're with me, they're very sheltered. And I tend to, because they're very sheltered, I don't think they would survive in that environment without proper grooming and coaching. And I would like individuals that be cops in the inner city to be from that block. Like, like Slim, I remember you catching the fade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we need. I probably went too far.
Like we know you, we grew up with you, and now we
Yeah.
see what you're trying to do in the community. So it's not a disrespect thing. Like, I think a lot of our older family members projected basically their insecurities with the police and shit
Mm-hmm.
on us. Like they'll tell you, Don't talk to the police. Don't talk to the motherfuckers in their face. Like, you don't gotta say shit to the motherfuckers. Go on in the house. Like,
Yeah,
and now we out here like, well, shit. I ain't gotta say nothing to the motherfuckers.
yeah. We live. Yeah, you're right. We're living the lifestyle of an individual who feels as though anything dealing with law enforcement, anti-law enforcement, anti-everything. And you know what? It's another little thing that I noticed that we pick up that we don't even notice that we pick up. So you ever notice when someone walks by you that you don't like, you spit? You
Yeah,
probably
or
never even know that you do that.
you spit, or you fucking turn up your face, or
And you know where that comes from?
uh,
The blacks started mimicking that after watching those Western movies. You know, they see the sheriff coming in town, they spit. You know, the ops show up, they spit. So they seen that and they started mimicking that and picking it up over time because it's a trait that's shown on television. It's just like the way we dress now and the way we walk, the way we talk, our dialect we pick up, or our mannerisms we pick up from what we've seen on television. That's one of those traits that happen that continue to pass on. We are mammals at the end of the day. And I don't care how advanced we want to say that we are, or we want to act that we are, we're still a mammal and we are, acting as such.
right. We picked up traits that we didn't even need to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go back to my favorite saying is that the streets are a myth. So
Yeah.
we let older people in the streets poison our mind and make us believe shit that we shouldn't have believed in. And I tell the kids all the time the streets are a myth. If listen, I'm not an advocate for snitching. I don't believe anybody should snitch, but that's my personal belief.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't do it, you can't do the crime, you can't do the time, you need to stay away from that shit. The
Yeah.
streets are a lie, bro. Like these niggas, you're not gonna snitch on your homeboy and he's gonna fuck your bitch in 2 weeks.
Well, my problem with that is, if this is the problem I have now. If you in the streets, you in the streets. Stop the in between bull stuff. Like
Ain't no
stop it.
civilian.
Yeah, you either all in, you all out, and when you all in, you gotta take what come with it. So if you ain't gonna take what come with it, then be all out. Don't be all in. You can't be in between. I remember running from the police one time in an old head. Man, listen, I got away. I was good, but I got nervous and I ran out of my hiding spot into one of the houses, and I wound up running into one of the trap joints. You know what I'm saying? And old head, I come. They run me out the house. Man, get the hell up out of here! Get the hell up out of here! So I run out. As soon as I get outside, the police right there. I'm running down the street. Eventually, I get locked up. I do a little bit of whatever, and then I come home and old head pull up on me. He said, "Youngin, that stuff you did the other day could have really been something. You could have really messed a lot of people up. Don't do nothing that you can't stand on." And since then, I've always lived my life that way. Like I'm not doing nothing that I can't stand on. If you can't stand on whatever you did, bro, don't do it. Like I respect the dude before. I respect the dude more who's like, yeah, I'm gay, than a dude who's like, nah, I ain't never done it. He over here doing something with Brandon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At least I know you gonna stand on what you did. Yeah, man, how you know what? Cause I ain't taking care of my kids. All right, and I know what type of dude you is. I know how to deal with you. I gotta approach you that way. Is look, though, you gotta man up. You gotta be on your thing.
Most definitely. Shit. Well, I was doing a 30-minute quick strike. We had 29 minutes. Any last words from anybody before I end it?
Everybody go back, man, and watch out what's going on in the boxing session. We got a show coming up in about 15 to 20 minutes, man, and it's gonna be something nice.
Man, I wish that I could have joined in on the conversation more, but my kids is tripping right now.
Nah, man, it's all understandable. My kids trip all day, every day.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Boxing section. Low. Any last words? Low, you subscribe to the boxing section? Cause that's where we be at mostly in the daytime. You can listen in and shit. Well, he's not here right now, I guess. So I'm ending it.